I'll let you into a little secret. You see, underneath, this Seat Leon is actually a Volkswagen Golf. In fact, it's also an Audi A3 and a Skoda Octavia too. And that's all down to part sharing, which allows big companies like the Volkswagen Group to save money. But it also means that because all of those cars are very good indeed, hopes are high for this latest Leon family hatchback. It's a big car for Seat too, a company which, let's not forget, is on a bit of a roll at the moment, with both the Ibiza hatchback and the Ateca small SUV being well received. So can this updated Leon still cut it next to big selling rivals such as the Ford Focus and Vauxhall Astra, and how does it compare to its Volkswagen Group brethren? That's what we're going to find out in this review, starting with how it handles on UK roads. With so many engine options from within the Volkswagen Group to choose from, it's perhaps unsurprising that there are 9 different choices on offer. There are 6 petrols and 3 diesels, but the engine we ultimately recommend is the 1.4 litre Eco TSI petrol, which we've got here. With 148 brake horsepower on offer, this turbocharged petrol engine is pleasantly fast, but it's also frugal. In fact, on the motorway, it can shut down 2 of its 4 cylinders to save fuel. Alternatively, if you're going to be doing big miles, then the 1.6 litre diesel returns even better real-world fuel economy and is still pleasantly fast. There are 2 gearboxes to choose from, a 7-speed automatic and a 6-speed manual, and both do a good job of making the most of the power on offer. In fact, this is one of the more fun family hatchbacks to drive quickly, with quick but accurate steering allowing you to really place the car when you want it on the road. Unfortunately, the Leon is less refined than its Volkswagen and Audi stablemates, and even though there's very little noise from the engines at motorway speeds, there is some wind and road noise. The Leon standard suspension is fairly comfortable, and on this FR technology version, we've got lowered sport suspension, which is firmer but keeps body roll in check. The Leon is a good choice if you want to drive an involving family hatchback. It's easy to get comfortable inside the Leon thanks to this supportive seat and also this steering wheel which adjusts up and down as well as in and out. Now if you go for an FR technology version or an Excellence version or indeed the range-topping Cupra models, then you also get these more supportive sport seats which do a good job of holding you in place through faster corners. And all of that means it's easy to find your perfect driving position. It's just a shame that lumbar support isn't available on entry-level models. Head up to SE specification though, and you do get it alongside this height-adjustable central armrest. Now it's hard to fault the view out the front of the Leon because the great visibility means it's very easy to park, although the same can't be said if you're looking out the back where those thick rear pillars hamper your rear visibility. If you go for an SE dynamic technology model though, then you do get rear parking sensors as standard, and you can add them on lower end models for a reasonable cost. There's also a reversing camera on the options list. Now this interior is best described as smart rather than plush, but most of the surfaces you touch feel good. Even though it's not quite up to the same standard as a Volkswagen Golf, it's better than what you'll find in a Ford Focus. Go for the most basic Leon and you'll get a 5-inch colour touchscreen system which includes Bluetooth connectivity as standard, although sadly there's no DAB radio. For that you'll need to upgrade to SE technology or above, which gets you a DAB radio as part of this larger 8-inch touchscreen instead, which also includes satellite navigation. Now this system is like most touchscreens in that there are very few buttons around. In fact there's only 2, one to take you back to the home menu and one to use Seat's full link system, which incorporates Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and MirrorLink, so you can always connect your phone, and we'll do that in a minute. However, the rest of the system works pretty well, although when you're driving along you can find it difficult to hit some of the smaller icons. So really we'd still prefer a rotary dial or at least more shortcut buttons around this system. But let's see how easy it is to use in practice. First I'm going to try and pair my mobile phone using Bluetooth and then using Apple CarPlay. So I'll make sure that Bluetooth is turned on my phone, which it is. I'm going to select telephone on here and we're going to search for a phone. Now let's see how long it takes. I haven't done this before so I've no idea. It has come up on my phone straight away though, so I'm going to select that. There's a pairing request. Would I like to connect to Aaron's iPhone? Yes I would. Passkeys match as they always do. Pairing successful straight away. So that was very quick, very simple. Alternatively, let's see if it's easy to connect using Apple CarPlay. Now this is the way that most drivers will do this nowadays, because that allows you to read text messages and also use your phone's navigation instead of the SEAT system. And then it should start up automatically. Here we go, straight away. Would I like to start Apple CarPlay? Yes, I would. That's done. So now I can use most of the features which come with my phone on this screen rather than playing around with this, and that keeps my attention on the road where it belongs. Now secondly, let's see how easy it is to set a destination in the sat-nav. Now, as usual with these videos, I'm going to head for our offices in Twickenham. So here we go, city, TWI, Twickenham, found it straight away. Enter street, or the same for the centre of town. And there we go, all very easy, very simple. And like we've just heard, I'm being offered 3 routes. One will be the fastest, one will be the most direct, and one will be the most economical.
Please select a route.
Okay, I'm going to select the most direct route. Now in practice, this screen works pretty well, but you can also have sat-nav instructions relayed to this very small screen in front of your field of vision. And that also tells you things like engine statistics, speed, it can act as a digital speedometer, telephone functions and things like that. So again, you can have your attention really on the road. It's good news for adults sitting in the front of the Seat Leon because there's plenty of space to stretch out, even if you're a taller driver with a taller passenger. There's also lots of space for all of your odds and ends, including a little storage compartment here underneath the centre armrest, as we mentioned earlier, wide door bins, there's 2 cup holders here in front of the armrest, a little cubby hole here for your mobile phone, and of course, a glove box too. On this model, we've also got handy storage boxes underneath the driver and front passenger seat, perfect for storing small items. Move to the Leon's rear seats, and despite those thick rear pillars, this space still manages to feel quite light and airy. 2 6-foot adults will be fine back here, but introduce a third person onto this rear bench and things will feel more cramped, especially as that third person will have to straddle their feet either side of this rather large transmission tunnel. There's not a lot of storage space back here either, although these door bins can hold a drink for your passengers. Fortunately, the Leon does have a decent sized boot, and you should be able to get a large weekly shop in here or a couple of bits of weekend luggage without any trouble. There is this big lip to heave your items over though, but that's compensated for by the fact that this space is nice and deep. You can also get a dual height boot floor, which, if we move it up to its highest setting, creates a nice underfloor storage area, but it's especially useful if you drop the rear seats, because then you're left with a space that's nice and flat, perfect if you've got some bulky furniture to carry. The Leon is pitched as a better value alternative to the Volkswagen Golf, and that means you get more equipment for your money, and also that dealers are more willing to offer discounts. Most Leon engines deliver good fuel economy, but if you're looking for the lowest tax, then the 1 litre petrol emits just 102 grams per kilometre of CO2. For our money though, the 1.4 litre Eco TSI petrol offers the best blend of performance and running costs. Even the most basic Leons come with air conditioning, a touchscreen infotainment system and Bluetooth connectivity, but we'd recommend upgrading to this FR technology spec, which gets you dual zone climate control, satellite navigation and a larger touchscreen, as well as 17-inch alloy wheels and front and rear parking sensors. It's good news on the safety front too, because every Leon apart from the entry-level S models comes with automatic emergency braking. And when this generation of the Leon was last tested by Euro NCAP in 2012, it came away with the full 5 stars. If you're looking for a practical family hatchback, then the Leon deserves a place on your shopping list. It's cheap to buy and run and handles well on the road, and for those reasons we're willing to forgive its slightly bland interior and noisy diesel engines. Now remember, if you're in the market for a Seat Leon, then we can help you save money on your next car. Just go to whatcar.com and click on our new car deals section. And on whatcar.com you'll also find our full online review of the Leon and its key rivals. And never miss another video by clicking subscribe.